Namaste Zil, it's the Spiritual Daywalker, hashtag Schrodinger's cards, with your tarot card reading for the next full moon phase from 12th until 27th of August. This full moon will be in Aquarius, so Virgo, you're gonna learn something or integrate something about how you communicate yourself towards yourself and towards other people. I feel like you're gonna pull back a little into your comfort zone, which is a good thing because that comfort zone has expanded a lot over the last couple of weeks and months. Sorry for the road being a little loud. I hope you can still understand me. I had to change location because I'm kind of moving with the sun out here in Bali because the iPhone is overheating the entire time. Nevertheless, this is a general reading, so if the reading doesn't resonate with you, feel free to drop the message. If it does resonate with you, drop a comment, like, and subscribe. Also, I don't do love readings. If love comes up in a reading, that is on you because you are manifesting it. And life is a self-fulfilling prophecy, so I don't want you to project anything into your reality that is not supposed to be there just because I say so. Let's get into the reading and see with the DNA spread what this 2-week period for you, Virgo, will be like. The full moon will at the same day move into Pisces, so there's a lot of water in there, so it probably has to do something with how you deal with your emotionality. And since you're less triggered by people not getting your ticks, this is probably a good sign, right? So you've emotionally matured over the past few weeks. Let's see. In the spot of the 0, there is that sun in reverse. So something is still taking a lot of energy out of you, but possibly there is happiness. And since it's in your soul's conviction, that sun in reverse kind of means that you're done with things taking energy. You're kind of, you were bringing up a lot of energy refining yourself, and now you're kind of, okay, that's done now. Let's move onto calmer shores, right? Let's move somewhere where I don't have to use all my energy to progress and succeed and all that stuff. Let's see. In the spot of the 9, that's your challenge. There's that Daughter of Cups in reverse. So it is dealing with a little, with a new love in a sense. Well, it's a more emotional immaturity in a sense, right? And I don't even get that it's your emotional immaturity. I feel like you are now capable of deal with emotional immaturity. So whenever you feel triggered or other people feel triggered around you, you're going to realize that, right? And you're able to work with that. Let's see. You're manifesting the 4 of Swords in reverse. The 4 of Swords in reverse, that is, like I said, a resting period, coming out of a rest, or like coming out of a hard time into a resting period where you're like, I don't want to pull through shit anymore. I want it to be like a little alleviating. I want it to be lighter around my experience, right? Because, there have been some hard times that took a lot of energy from you, right? And your sun in reverse in that soul spot, I mean, like, there is the possibility for happiness, like there's always a possibility for happiness. However, it's been flipped on you, right? You had to see the light in the dark, right? You had to see the upside of something that has no upside in a sense, right? And you're gonna move out of that 4 of Swords, out of that hanging in there and trying to keep your head straight kind of mentality, but it's still there. There's like, since it's all in reverse, something is delaying that process here, or it's not finished yet. You're sort of working with it, working through it, right? So let's see how this experience revolves around it. There's an Ace of Pentacles in the spot. Like, okay, there is the possibility of generating like a new stability in your life, a new life in a sense, right? Ace of Pentacles means a new beginning in your reality. There is that possibility there, that opportunity, right? On the other hand, there's a Son of Swords in reverse, so you're not quite ready yet to move towards that new beginning. That energy of being decisive and moving towards it is kind of delayed. Now let's see these two energies working together what you learn from that. And the spot of the 3, that is like the spiritual impulse you get from those energies working around you, like seeing and knowing that there's the potential and the necessity for building something new, because the old thing, well, it didn't like, it's not exactly making you happy anymore, or that happiness was kind of taken from you, or something like that, right? So that Ace of Pentacles is also here the necessity to build something new, and the Son of Swords is you being stuck in your head and not exactly moving. Even though the Son of Swords, I mean, it's a card for rapid movement and decision making, and right now you don't feel exactly able to make decisions, right? You're still working on that. Now let's see in the spot of the 3, there's a Mother of Swords. So, well, maturing into that Mother of Swords, I mean, like, look at it. This is an owl that looks you like straight in the face, being all like, we got to pull through this, right? But it's also, in this sense, very positive, coming from a Son of Swords in reverse, and then realizing you have to be the Mother of Swords, right? The Mother of Swords, she is pulling through a hard time, keeping her head straight, keeping her head up high, right? Being proud in the face of adversity and all that stuff. So maturing from the Son of Swords that is incapable of moving forward into a Mother of Swords that knows, like, okay, these are the steps necessary now to like get out of this hole or whatever, or get a new life starting, right? And get, like, that is actually a beautiful thing, right? So the Mother of Swords right here is a very, very beautiful insight about what you need to do to make this Ace of Pentacles happen. And I just do remind you that Ace of Pentacles is there. That is the maximum potential for a new life, right? For something you really want in your reality. And so whatever I say, never forget, that is that potential of doing something new that is going to fulfill you in the end, right? So in your challenge role right here, surrounding this Daughter of Cups, can be a lost love, right? Or something that hasn't even really begun and it's gone before it actually could begin. But it's also you working through emotions that fuck with your inner child, right? Because the Daughter of Cups, that's your inner child wanting to be loved and not feeling loved, or not feeling ready to be loved, in a sense. And that is a very pivotal experience you're going through right now. Let's see how the 4 and the 5, right, in the place of the 4 and the place of the 5, these energies are working around this, right? What gives you stability is the Father of Wands, so that is passion, and that is living out your passion and going for what you want. But that Father of Wands is not exactly looking at the middle, not exactly addressing those feelings. So there's something you swallow. And with the Sun in reverse, probably something quite heavy you have to swallow to be even just like capable of moving forward. Let's see, it's balanced in the place of the 5 with the Justice, which is quite interesting. So the thing that will bring you forward is justice, so is restoring balance in your life, which seems quite tough, but it's also a sign for just accepting karma as something that is not exactly in your control, right? That is it has a lot to do with like believing in a higher power and a higher wisdom, and just staying on top of this. So the Father of Swords, the Father of Wands is kind of pretentious in a sense, like, oh, I got this, whatever, like, I can find my, like, I just follow my passion, it will all be fine, but not exactly looking at what it is to clear. However, that Justice card right here in your challenge, man, there's so much in there. There's not only, like, it's not a challenge to restore balance in your life per se. It is more to see that balance in reality, right? To see the bigger picture, right? To see that God is not an asshole, right? The world is not a hostile place in itself. It is in balance. There is evil, there is good, right? And to see the good within the evil, right, or the good within the bad, that is the trick in a sense, right? And that Mother of Swords kind of knows it. That Father of Swords wants not to look at it, but the Daughter of Cups in the middle, she needs to believe it so she can feel it again, right? And that is very interesting. Let's see further into manifestation how this plays out. There's a Two of Swords, well, hanging in there, right? The Two of Swords into a Four of Swords, coming from the Justice. Wow, I mean, like, that is a very, usually that's my card for like coping mechanisms, but in your sense it's very much needed. Like this Two of Swords is taking the Mother of Swords to the next level, in the sense that you realize there are some mindsets that you're telling yourself over and over again, so you can actually believe them someday, because it's still tough to believe them. For you, I feel this card is very, very, very important. On the other hand, there is a Nine of Cups, which is very interesting. The Nine of Cups doesn't strike me exactly as too super positive here. It is like, it is an abundance of emotion, right? And it is, there are some, I do believe, since there is a moon on that card, right, and it looks kind of dubious, that since there's a good and a bad and a good, thinking about the Tao is yin yang symbol, so that seems to me that there are a lot of emotions right now, and not all of them are exactly good, but there are some subconscious triggers for emotions that are actually positive, that are not felt yet. So in your subconscious mind, there are some emotions that you're not exactly, well, letting come through, because something thinks that they're not worth entertaining, or that it would be dishonorable to entertain them. Like a subtle idea of relief that is very, very tricky, right? Like seeing the good within the bad is something like you realizing that that some part of you, no matter how fucking small it is, some part of you feels actually positive about the negative things that happen, because it tackles a very particular need within you, and it's like very subtle, and it's almost like there's those thoughts you would never utter, because you'll probably come across as narcissistic or whatever, but they are there, and the moment you allow to feel them, this is going to uplift your experience, right? That is very interesting. This is where it kind of rubs off with the Two of Swords, because the Two of Swords is also preventing you from feeling those subtle positive emotions in a situation that is supposed to feel very freaking negative. What you're learning from that is the Star. That is so, I could cry right now putting that Star card on you in that realization, right? Because this is moving further into manifestation. You realizing that it had to be exactly how it went, right? For you to realize that you are well on your way, that this, even if you don't know what that Ace of Pentacles will look like in the future, you are realizing that there is that Star to guide you towards whatever it is that is going to fulfill your life. And it seems like you're working through some karma here, right? And then there is emotional fulfillment with that 9 that you're kind of shielding yourself against, because like, yeah, well, it's just a lot, right? It's just a lot of emotions, and there is that Daughter of Cups in reverse that is not exactly ready to feel all of those emotions, so they're coming in like droplets right? One cup at a time. But this star card with the Mother of Swords, right here, that's the flux of consciousness, right? That is you knowing that everything has a larger purpose and you're believing in it. A little because you have to believe it, right? But you are believing in it, and that belief that that larger purpose is there, or that there is an upside, that there is a new beginning just around the corner, that there is an Ace of Pentacles that is to be manifested. That's what's getting you out of this hard time, because the Four of Swords is like resting after adversity or in adversity, basically, right? And you have to get out of that. You really have to get out of that. And I believe you get out of that by seeing the subtle emotions that are repressed, that can also be positive, especially if you're dealing with a situation like the Sun in reverse, where like happiness is just flipped on its head and you're like, what the fuck is happening here? At least this wasn't the plan, right? This is not how I thought this would be, how this would go, right? And then there's that Ace of Pentacles, which then flips into a Justice, where you're like, okay, to start something new, there had to be that adjustment, right? To speak in Crowley terms, because the Justice, I believe, is the adjustment card, so something balancing out, where you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Okay, shit. No, I gotta stick to my belief systems to not crack up here, to not break down, right? With that Two of Swords. And on the other hand, you're unable to like make a decision and move forward because you're trying to stand tall in whatever there is with that Father of Wands. And then moving into a Nine of Cups, where you realize in that stillness you find all the emotions, the good and the bad, but you find all the emotions. And the Father of Wands is not exactly a card for stillness. I just get it as a sense of pride, that you're like this standing tall attitude. So it is moving, and know it has to move, or rather it wants to move, right? It's a desire to move, but not exactly being able, or like, well, coming from the energy that you're not exactly able to, but then moving. So that Father of Wands is that passion waking up, kind of faking the sun until you make it again, right? Faking that lust for a life till you make it again. It's in there, right? And with that Father of Wands, you're going to go back into that go into that Nine of Cups, where there's a lot of emotion, and you kind of can pick or choose which emotion you want to dive into. And that is what's going to determine how you facilitate this Four of Swords experience. Is it you moving out of hardship, or you lingering in hardship? That is going to be determined by how you see those cups and how you're able to fill those cups, right? But that Nine of Cups is very much the emotion within you. It's very much what you feel about your reality, about yourself, and your emotional fulfillment. It's a focus on you as an individual, in comparison to the Ten of Cups, where you want to share your emotion, right? And it's reflected back at you and stuff like that. This is very much you working with your subconscious emotional triggers. And well, they're quite conscious, I believe, since the Sun is in reverse. That's what you're starting with. So it is a stressful time, right? And you're keeping your head up. Just keep your head up. All right. You're getting there, because there is that Star card. It's like you are going to realize that, well, it's kind of supposed to be exactly like it happened, whatever happened or whatever you went through, right? It's kind of supposed to be like that. For you to, well, in your particular subjective experience, it's for you to realize something about your own emotional body. In the greater scheme of things, there's karma involved, right? That justice, I mean, that is karma, and that is generational karma, that is bigger than one life, right? So there's something that is cleared out here that is bigger than yourself, and well, you're getting there, like, you have to kind of believe that star card. I mean, I don't see the Hierophant right here. I see like it's a very individual spiritual endeavor with that star, where you look at the sky and you see that one point that's going to guide you and direct you, right? However, that Daughter of Cups can be like, yeah, dealing with a lost love, right? Something that you lost even before it began, that was lingering in your mind, or still is, right? And you're working through that. Like your inner child feels hurt by having to experience that generational karma. And what I see though is that you're managing quite well, not seeing the upside, right, but seeing that there's a larger plan to this, and focusing on that star, focusing on your path, and yeah, going for it, really going for it. You know that there's potential for something new, and you're getting there. That is very cool, because like having that here with that manifested experience of a Two of Swords and the Nine of Cups, where it's like you don't know exactly how you feel, but there is a star in the middle that is just like pulling you forward. And that Daughter of Cups in reverse in the middle is like, that is coming out of a tough time. You're gonna get out of it. You're gonna get out of it. Like there's an Ace of Pentacles and a Star card. It's like you're gonna realize the potential for a new beginning, and you're gonna manage. Definitely. Virgo, it seems like it's a rough patch, or a lot of things on your mind where you need to stay focused so you don't crack, and you like with that Father of Wands, pull back into your pride and what and your passion, right, that fulfills you, so you can actually pull through this generational karma. But you're getting there, and that, like I said, that Star card, it says you are on the right path, and the way you're handling it seems very mature, because there is a Nine of Cups. I mean, the emotions are being felt, you're indulging in them. Just make sure that you are working with the right emotions here, that there are some positive emotions in this Nine of Cups, and that you're able to feel them, even if there's a Daughter of Cups in reverse in the middle of your reading. That is interesting, very freaking interesting. Well, you're not the same anymore after this experience, right? And you're, yeah, very much in your comfort zone to experience your emotions that are running through you, and there seem to be a lot. But you have the feeling that you are allowed to do so. That is your higher purpose to do so, to like pull back and take care, because like it seems you're like you've been through quite a tough lesson here. Interesting, very freaking interesting. Virgo, I'm with you in this experience, because the Sun in reverse, like a reader just gave me a Sun in reverse for my personal reading as the first card, and it's like, yeah, it's trying to stay positive in a situation that is just like really grinding your gears, let's say, right? For some that might be for some that might be said too little, for some that might be said too much, but it seems like you're grinding here, and you're grinding very well. And just so you know, God only gives you burdens you can carry, right? So this Justice card right here with that Father of Swords is like this. It feels like this is your soul knowing about what's going on here, and that you are on a very, very important path on the higher meta level, if that helps. I mean, like, you're not going to be the same person coming out of this. You're going to be so much better, in a sense, like so much more matured. And you kind of know that deep within you there is that star that knows it, and that's going to pull you and lead you, guide you out of that Four of Swords and the Sun in reverse. You got this, Virgo. You really got this. If that resonated with you, feel free to drop a comment, like and subscribe, and well, get into contact with me. Send me a DM if you want to talk. I mean, like, let's see what comes up. Virgo, thank you so much for pulling through this. And I don't mean this video, I mean this experience, but yeah, well, also this video. And yeah, let me know what you think of it. And I'm with you. I love you. Thank you, Virgo.